Hello, my name is BJ Mann and I'm a divorce mediator. I've been a divorce mediator for 17 years, and what I do is help clients end their marriage in a gentle, affordable, and efficient manner. My real job is to make sure my clients are well informed about all the things that are important to them, such as child support, parenting, pensions, health insurance, taxes. And my client's job is to make the decisions that work for them as long as they're well informed. And that's the beauty of mediation. I want to emphasize that I'm not an attorney, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a financial planner. My remarks today are intended to be informational and I hope useful, because I am a very experienced divorce mediator. Today we're going to talk about the steps you might want to take when you're ending your marriage. So you can imagine that when you've concluded that your marriage is over, you need to tell your spouse. And what I recommend is that you tell your spouse clearly and concisely, "This marriage is over for me." You need to say that gently and kindly, but not that we're not happy or not that this isn't working. It really has to be, "This marriage is over for me." Not for him, not for both of us, just for you. You can also appreciate that your spouse might be defensive and say things that they don't actually mean in the moment, that they are angry, and that it may be a painful experience. But if you follow these 4 steps, I think you can move the conversation forward. The first thing you want to do is not defend yourself anymore. So if your husband begins to label you or call you names or say things that you know just aren't true, you're going to control yourself and gently and kindly say, "Okay, that's who I am according to you," but you're not going to defend yourself. If you defend yourself, you're just initiating the same old conversations that you've had over and over again, and they're just not going to go anyplace. So the second thing you're not going to do is persuade. You're not going to persuade your husband that this marriage really should end because you've been fighting for a couple of years, or it's just not a happy environment, or the kids are upset, or any of the reasons that you know in your heart might be true. Again, your husband is going to challenge these things. He's going to question everything you say. And what he's not going to do is say, "Oh yeah, that's right. That makes sense. We should end this marriage." I'm not guessing that that's exactly what his response is going to be. Remember, you would like his cooperation, but you don't need his permission to end the marriage, so you can move forward. The third thing you're not going to do is negotiate. Now, this is a tricky one because your husband, in the moment of feeling angry or scared, may say some things that are very alarming to you. He may say, "Well, if you want the end of the marriage, then you get out of the house," or "You're not getting any money, and I'm not giving you my pension, and we're going to have a difficult time with the parenting." And all of those things are intended to make you fearful and perhaps find your Achilles heel. So you have to be very disciplined, and you have to say, "I don't know. That's what we have to figure out. We can figure it out with a mediator, or we can figure it out with attorneys, but we have to figure it out." One thing you're not going to say is, "That's not fair, that's not legal, you can't do that." You're not a very good messenger of those pieces of information. And again, you would need a mediator or an attorney to guide you through those conversations. Be very sure that you're not going to sign anything in your house. You're not signing anything at your kitchen table. So whatever your husband says is going to be thoroughly vetted at some point in the future. and you want to make sure that you're never signing any document until you feel well informed. So following through on these 4 steps will move the conversation forward. The 4th step, however, is no stalling. So again, you need to create a timeline, and you need to say to your husband, look, we have to get started. We can start with a mediator, we can start with attorneys. It's your choice, but we are going to get started. And then you have to hold fast to that timeline. Otherwise, you're going to stay in the limbo that you've been in for a while, and your husband will be successful in procrastinating starting the end of your marriage. So you want to be very strong in the timeline. And so these are the steps that I've learned from clients that will move your marriage forward. Ending your marriage can be painful, and it can be difficult, and it certainly can be scary. But what you want to do is begin the process in the best way for both of you so that you can move on with your life. Thank you.